All right, good evening, everybody. This is our NAMI Central Mississippi affiliate meeting for the month. My name is Tasha Willis. I am the affiliate vice president. Tonight we have a very special guest, Vanessa Chatelain. I will say it correctly, who is our new program coordinator for the state office for Mississippi State Office, and she's also a resilience coach. You may recall that she assisted in moderating our 2021 state conference, and she also spoke as a presenter at our Minority Mental Health Conference this year. So I was so impressed with her presentation that I asked her to give one for us. So she's going to be speaking on self-care this evening, and we're going to turn it over to Vanessa and see what she has for us tonight. Go ahead, please.
Thanks, Latasha. And ladies, to make this more fun, it's going to be interactive. So y'all can speak up or use the chat. I get kind of distracted with the chat and I don't notice it, but let me open it up just in case if y'all like to chat. Okay. So self-care, you've heard a lot about it lately because of the, don't mind my dog, but she's here for my self-care. So you've heard a lot about self-care lately because of the pandemic. And it dawned on me earlier today, and I'm like, I wonder if that's a coined term. I mean, it can't be, it's so basic. So I looked it up because I mean, self-care, we take care of ourselves. That sounds basic. So I looked it up and I did come across a couple of little interesting articles about how in the past, in the 1950s, in the medical community, it was used for institutionalized people to give them self-realization, to help them be more of an advocate for themselves, to take care of themselves. And then it was used later in the 1960s with grassroots organizations. Because when you're in those kind of social justice fights, you're in for a fight. It's exhausting, it's emotional, it's physical. You need to take care of yourself. So it was used then, and now it's used because, you know, we need to take care of ourselves. So what I wanted to know from y'all, see, look, I even forgot to use my slides, but that's okay. Let's see where we're at. So that's the origins of self-care. How do you self-care? What do you do to take care of yourself? While you're thinking about that, if you're impressed with the kitchen, because I am, of this house, it's because I'm on my self-care week. I'm at the beach on 30A and I had to rent a 3-bedroom house because I brought the dog. They discriminate against large dogs down here in Florida. If you have a large dog, nobody wants to take you in as a renter. So I had to get a bigger house, which was fine because then you get a bigger living room and a nicer kitchen. So this is my self-care week. So that's what I do for self-care once a year, once a week for it. Every year I go off and for myself, because, you know, I take care of a lot of people. So I need to take care of myself. Naps. Oh, that's really fun. Tell me more about your naps, Latasha.
Well,
How do you do that?
I used to have one every day. I used to, but now I'm at the point where usually it's like on weekends, maybe like Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon, this kind of recharge. Especially if I know I'm going to be working on homework. I'm in grad school, so to kind of get myself together to work on an assignment, I'll take a nap and then get up and, you know, and work on it. Yeah,
you need a recharge. It's like almost you put yourself on the little charging station, right?
Exactly.
Yes, naps. What else? Let's see. Journaling. Yes. Jessica, tell me about your journaling. Do you do that on a computer? Do you do that handwritten? How do you do that?
I do it handwritten.
Okay.
I pretty much started. Matter of fact, I was doing self-care and didn't even know I was doing, because I was doing it as a teenager, you know, writing. And as I got older, you know, I started just writing down my feelings, all kinds of stuff.
Now, and anybody who's listening this on the replay, think about how you self-care. I mean, journaling, that's a huge industry, really, because that's very cathartic. It's especially if you're handwriting that. I tend to, I'm not very creative in the writing. So having journal prompts are helpful for me.
Oh, yeah.
Do you use journal prompts, or do you just come up with your own?
I used to come up with my own, but when I started looking at on YouTube, learning more about the different types of journaling, I would use the journal prompts. Even with the pictures, you can do things with pictures, stuff like that. So yeah, I started adding that, into my journal. Using the
Yeah,
different
you can even
prompts.
get stickers. I buy the stickers, and I just never do anything with them.
Don't feel I'm
I buy the stickers. Look.
yeah.
So other ideas that people come up with self-care is exercising. I hear people will do things like go to have massages, take time away for themselves, drinking, coffee, whatever. So I also wanted you to think about these other things. Over drinking is self-care.
But over drinking water.
Okay, so follow me. Over drinking alcohol, drug use is self-care. Some people use that for self-care. Retail therapy, social, constantly on the social media. The need for others to provide that psychological safety for you.
Mhm.
Checking out in some way, like it's like thumb sucking. When your baby thumb sucking, it's like, oh, I just can't deal. I'm going to do this other thing.
Yeah.
So self-care can be good for you, and it also can be bad for you. So it's very important.
Add eating to the list.
Yes, overeating. Yes, I got cheesecake in that fridge over there.
Yeah.
I can't wait till the meeting's over. All right. So that is so important to really recognize and observe in yourself and have that awareness. Is this self-care that I'm taking care of myself? Is it good for me? Is it serving me? Or is it harming me? That awareness is very, very important. So for instance, self-care for me in the past was scrolling through social media. And once you get on them TikToks, oh Lord, they are so funny. And they know, that algorithm knows exactly what you want to watch. I will watch funny dog videos all day long. And then I even have, to help me, I put timers on my social media. And here's what my husband said about that, because we TikTok together. So this is how it goes. He doesn't have TikTok, I have TikTok. So I go through and I curate TikToks that I know he will like. So I save them, and then we sit there and we scroll. And then at some point you'll see my timer go off, says, oh, that's enough for today. And it'll turn off. And he's like, aren't you a grown woman? Can't you decide when you watch your social media? I'm like, yes, I decided yesterday that I'm only going to watch 15 minutes today. Yes. That is self-care for me, putting the timers, because I'll keep going. So for me, even though it may be a release, too much of it is harmful for me, because I'm only consuming. I was made to create. Even if I'm creating nothing, I was made to make space in my life to create nothing during that time. Today, I created space and did nothing, and just rode my bike to Seaside, got lunch from an Airstream, and then rode my bike back. I created nothing. And that was self-care for me. So that's what I wanted you to really think about. Some self-care is good for you, and some self-care is not serving you. So let's see. So I think the most important self-care item is to believe that what you want matters and honor what you want. So if you believe that something is that you really need in your self-care, for me, I really need time away from everyone. Luna Bell's is with me here because she's got a skin issue, and she was a lot of work for other people back home. They wouldn't have taken care of her the way I wanted to. So I would have been worried about her the whole time here. So it was self-care for me to bring her with me. But I had made a decision that next time I travel, she needs to stay home. So I made a decision that that's what I want. I wanted to get away from everyone at home. And I honored that, made sure it happened. So that's the most important thing, is to believe that it's important for you. All right. So I wanted you to, oh, here we go. I went the wrong way. Here we go. So if you wanted to make yourself a self-care plan, there's 3 things that I think belong in a self-care plan. Number 1, making sure you're taking care of your physical and your psychological health. What kind of things can you do to take care of that?
For one, the physical part, I need to start exercising.
I was just about to say exercising. I started, I started back trying to walk like on my breaks at work. I haven't done too good the past couple of weeks, but I have started back. Just those little 15 minutes, half mile. And what motivates me is I use Samsung Health app, where I'll say like I want to go half a mile, and he'll say like halfway done. Go,
Like,
you finished kind of thing. So so hearing that little, and it's like it's a little beep that starts like you about to go on a race or something. So kind of makes you like, all right, let's go, So that's helpful.
yeah, and Latasha, I'm glad you said, I'm not going to go run a marathon. That's not what is important. It's that you start. That's the important. Starting something, especially if you're not doing it now, starting something big like that, something different, you're not used to it. It's not part of your routine. It's going to take some work to make it part of your routine. I'm getting back to working out as well. That was part of my my agenda while I'm here, is to make sure that I work out a little bit every day while I'm here. And I did 10 minutes of yoga today. There is 10-minute yoga on YouTube.
Wow, that's great.
10 minutes. That was it. And at 7 minutes, I'm like, oh my gosh, is she almost done? And it's okay. So physical health. How about psychological health?
I guess probably, like, I know I have an issue with, if I'm working on something, I'll get so engrossed in it that 2 or 3 hours are passing, I'd realize I haven't stopped. So just taking a minute to kind of just decompress, clear your head, I think that's a good thing to do.
How do you do that, clear your head?
Well, there are different ways. You can try mindfulness exercises, you can try guided imagery, just basic meditation, even just something, something as simple as you just think of a word or a phrase or something like that, or listen to music and don't do anything else but that, and just focus on the lyrics or something like that.
It's something simple, and you need to find what works for you. I'll talk about yoga. I'm a yoga teacher, but I don't do a lot of physical activity. I like sitting around on Zoom all day. So one of the things I did this one practice where the girl was just like, just going down, you're tapping your body, going all the way down and back up, and really just paying attention to that sensation, being in the here and now. And that'll help you stop with the swirl in your head. If you're overwhelmed, there's a lot going on in that head of yours. It's time to get back into this particular moment and be here in this moment, not somewhere else, not worrying, not thinking of things coming into the future right now, what's happening right now. So in taking care of your physical and psychological health, that can also mean taking things away. So we're talking about adding things. We can also take some things away. When you say yes to something, always remember you're having to say no to someone else, because you only have so many hours in the day. And there's some important hours that we haven't talked about yet in here to take care of yourself, physical and psychological health. 7 hours at least.
Oh, that.
Yeah. So
That's a
how do you
challenge.
get those 7 hours of sleep?
My body doesn't want to go past 6 for one thing. So that's a challenge. Like I'll go to sleep at night and then wake up 2:30 in the morning, something like that. And then I can't go back to sleep till like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So
And I mean,
I always have this break in between. I can't just sleep straight unless I'm on some sort of cold medicine or something.
no. Well, I'm glad that you're honoring what your body is saying. It's like, look, this is what we're doing. I'm like, okay, I'm on along. And then later on, you take a nap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you take a nap.
Mhm.
All right. Managing stress and finding balance.
Ooh.
Managing stress. You did talk about one, Latasha, that I liked is centering yourself, grounding yourself in the here and now.
Mm-hmm.
How about finding balance? Let's talk about balance. Is that even possible?
Ugh.
That's what I'm looking at. Ooh. I have thought of far as trying to finding the balance. Maybe trying to uh, try to have a planner. I don't know because, but I find it hard.
Yeah, it is, but the way I've started trying to have some balance is learning when I've, haven't had enough on my plate where I just, start saying no. Because I had, had a bad habit, in the not too distant past where no matter what someone asked me to do, I was like, okay, because I wanted to make them happy. But the problem was I was wearing myself out, but they were sleeping at night. See, so I asked myself, why am I wearing myself out? Maybe, you might need somebody to do something. You might have to find somebody else to do it. I can't. And it's sometimes it's very hard for me to say, no, I can't do it. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's hard, but I'd be realistic too. I'm like, okay, you have to sleep, you have to eat. You have, you got to have some sort of downtime because you're gonna run yourself into the ground if you don't. So just that NO.
Wow, I love that. The no. And that's key in finding and managing the stress is that, no, I'm not available for that. I have the same 24 hours. You can't do it. I can't do it either, honey. So yes, saying the no and understanding if you say yes to something, you're going to have to say no to somebody else. And that whole idea of balance, the way I like to think of it, in some seasons, some things are going to be a little heavier than others, but you're going to have to take it away from somewhere else to make sure that you can manage the stress, manage the anxiety, and make it all happen, just maybe not all at the same time. And I like, Jessica, that you talked about having a planner. Like your day is a math equation. You have 24 hours in your day. And if you're going to deliver yourself some self-care, map out the 7 hours you need to fall asleep and that cushion that you need, because you don't just, it's time to go to bed and we're just going to jump in bed. You need to at my house, we take a shower first. You take a shower, and then we do first we do the TikToks, and then we take a shower, and I get my glasses and my book next to my bed. I have trouble falling asleep. I need to read a book before I fall asleep. Another self-care thing I'm observed, and I am aware enough to know that a book will help me fall asleep. And there's a whole ritual that goes into going to bed. So you need to give yourself all that time you need to do that.
Right.
24 hours. It's a math problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
because
2
my
plus 2
problem,
will never equal 5.
because I would get into something and I'm, just on it, and I do take, meds to help me so I could go to sleep. And if I take it, I'm knocked out. But I be so wired up on what I'm doing, and so I supposed to be cutting stuff off at a certain time to wind down, take my meds, lay down, and go to sleep. So
Yes. Being self-aware and understanding and honoring that. I need this time to wind down. I can't be on social media incessantly scrolling. When I look away, I can feel the difference in my eyes if I've done it for like an hour. So 15 minutes cutoff time, and that's it. So being aware of how your body functions and honoring your body. Yes. All right, fostering and sustaining relationships. Let me tell you, this is the most important thing to do just in life. If they've had studies around, I can't remember the name of the doctor, but there's studies, there's a Dr. Ornish. He has the only heart program in the country. It's the Ornish something. You can Google it. He the way I know this is because I was certified through the yoga program that they do at Ornish. So they have a diet program, they have a social program, and a yoga program, and something else. And physical. They found, and it's the only what I wanted to say about that is the only program of its kind that is funded by Medicare. So Medicare will pay for that. It's got some woo in it, and it blows my mind that Medicare pays for it. So what they found in their studies is the people that survive heart attacks, heart problems, and things like this are people that are very well connected in their relationships, that have people around them, people they love, and they have strong relationships. Those people survive those heart attacks for much longer and have much longer lifetime than people that don't, especially when you get older. I don't know why it is you start to lose those connections. I guess because you remain with the same friends and they start dying off, and then like you're alone. So fostering, sustaining those relationships throughout your lifetime. So how can you do that?
I'll add that I believe that in addition to people, pets are helpful as well in terms of relationships. I mean, there's scientific evidence of the benefits, health benefits of having a pet.
Mm-hmm.
So that may not be where you can have like a one-on-one conversation. Well, you might pretend to, but but in terms of like that unconditional attachment and love, I think it is healthy.
Yeah, that to me, a pet, man, that's like pure love.
yeah.
Their love for you is that just pure love, and
Right.
then you just love them back because they don't say anything.
Right.
They're not like people.
Yeah, and they usually don't judge you from what I can tell. Now, some might have that look, but as far as I can tell, they usually don't judge you.
So one thing about relationships, I know as I'm getting older, it's harder. It seems harder to find, especially those girlfriend connections. But here's my thoughts though. If you're focused, because your mind will go where you put your focus. If you focus on that, building your relationships, they happen to show up because now you're focused on it. I've made some really good girlfriend relationships here lately because that's been my focus to make sure that I can expand my social network in that, and you know, because it's a lot more fun. I would have been more, and then, oh no, I did invite a girlfriend to come along with me, but I'm like, I'm so glad nobody came because it rained a lot here, so I was inside. I'm glad nobody else came. But having, you know, those girlfriend get-togethers, or just friends, couple friends, or whatever you have, those are so much fun. That is self-care for someone to have somebody that you can confide in when you're having trouble. That to me is ultimate in self-care, to make sure that you have those. And, you know, and here's the thing, you know, I'm unique. I'm a unique snowflake.
That's
Okay.
so cute. That needs to be a t-shirt. That needs to be a t-shirt right now. In time
Not
for Christmas.
everybody's gonna like me. But there'll be somebody that will. I just got to find them. They're looking for me too.
Right.
I love your
I
way
was
of
gonna
thinking.
say, you know, having that relationship where pretty much they could, you know, y'all pretty much can relate to a lot of things, you know. Because really after my sister passed, you know, it was some years ago, and I was like, I don't have any friends, you know, but I, you know, found out when I, you know, started going to a support group, you know, and you know, coming to NAMI, you know, I met people through NAMI and stuff like that. So, and the relationships that I have now is that when I am having, you know, maybe my little moment, you know, they know how to check on me, or either, you know, kind of step back, well, maybe give her a little space, you know, stuff like that. So, and when we do connect, it's not bashing, or, you know, you acting funny, or you doing this and that, you know, but there are certain ones that, you know, we can relate, and that knows me, you know. So, oh, but, you know,
They're out there looking for you.
yes,
There's some
yes,
more. I like to keep some extras because, you know, we're people.
yeah.
'Cause
Some
I know
will cut you off.
yeah, I'm not perfect, and the people that I hang out with aren't perfect. And
Yeah.
when I might need some extra, you know, I like to spread myself around, and to realize that one person is not going to be your everything. My husband's not my everything.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to travel, and I'm like, that's fine. You can stay home.
Yeah.
I can travel. I don't need you to do that. So to realize that not one person is going to be your everything, you got to expand and find. People are hungry for connection right now. Hungry, ready to be your friend. Yeah. All right. So let's think. What is your self-care plan? What do you want to do? And it could be something you're adding, or something you're taking away, or something you continue to do.
I know for me, since I've actually dealt with some health issues recently, you know, on the physical level. So I definitely want to work more on caring for my body better. Um, Fitness, proper nutrition, drinking water for God's sake. Um, you know, all those things that you're supposed to do anyway in order to, you know, maintain good health. Um, so I think if I can kind of get myself back on track, I'll be a lot better for it, and a lot of things that I'm dealing with will be easier to manage too.
Nice. How about you, Jessica?
Yeah. Lately, I have been uh, trying to drink more water. That's why I laughed when Latasha said that. And being careful what I eat, you know, because I do need to, and I've been making a little progress. I can't say that. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And trying not to beat up on myself, so 'cause I can find
Hey,
myself doing
again,
that.
how does that even help? How does that help if you're beating up on yourself? It's not serving you.
No, It makes me more depressed.
Yeah, it does not help at all. Someone once told me to my face, "You're your own worst enemy."
Yeah.
That was
We
a hard pill to,
we are.
swallow. It was hard to hear that, but it's true.
We
It's true.
are.
Yeah, we get in our own way just with our minds. Because I know I live in my head a lot, and I'll think of things that has absolutely, no basis in reality. What if that happens? What if that, and you paralyze yourself for no reason when you could just take that first step forward and just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Heard somebody, what is this? Rocky Heron. He's a yoga teacher. And don't go look at his Instagram, but a Rocky Heron. Now I'm gonna go look. I wanted to follow him, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I need that on my feed. Anyway.
Oh.
So, man, I follow all kind of people. So, he's a yoga teacher. I love the way he teaches yoga. He's got this whole other thing going on, just fine. He put it this way: failure is an opportunity for self-discovery.
Wow, that's heavy.
So, like, I ate that. Like, why did I eat that?
There's a root to everything, I think.
Yeah, opportunity for self-discovery. He didn't quite say it like that, but something along those lines. I wrote it down to somewhere here, but I got so many papers. All this is cleared out here, not right here.
Okay. I can relate.
So self-care plan. So part of my plan here to be by myself this week was because I took on the program coordinator job, and I'm so excited. I needed to rearrange my schedule. So I took the time to rearrange my schedule. I'm gonna have so many hours a day to devote to the program coordinator. I can adjust as needed, and I was able to work it this week. When you focus on something and really do the math on it, man, it helps, instead of letting things just fester. And Jessica, you said something like, you said something that made me think of the turtle in the hare. Like you gotta just do a little bit, keep going. You said something about that. And I have a good example. So I was riding my bike so I'm here in Florida. I was riding my bike and there was these kids. They would like speed past me and they would like, argh, and I just kept going. And then they'd come back again and I passed them up and the whole, and they were so rude, but it was fine. And every time I passed them up, passing on your left. And then, so the whole time it made me think, that's the whole story of the turtle and the hare. They would have these little spurts but they couldn't keep up with me going up hills and stuff like that because I was steady.
Okay.
You went and I won. I got to where we were going faster.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Slow and steady wins the race, they say.
That's right. So thank you so much. This was so fun. Self-care is very important to me. That's how I'm already 50 years old. So that's how I'm gonna be able to keep going another 50 years and do everything I want to do when I want to do it.
Okay.
Back to you, Latasha.
All right, Vanessa, thank you so much for a wonderful presentation on self-care. This was fun for me as well. I hope that everyone who sees this recording enjoys it to get something out of it. So in addition to this recording, also watch out for recording of the state membership meeting that was held this past Saturday. I'll be sharing that along with this recording. So please watch both of those so you're fully informed. Stay tuned for details on our meeting in November. Have a good night.
All right, see y'all next time.
Bye.